welcome into another edition of Two Ball Guys on the Right. Will Rooney is at home freezing, and I think we're all freezing. And it is a cold Monday. High temperature tomorrow in New Mexico is going to be like, 29? We're not used to this. We're in the middle of the damn desert. This damn global warming is killing me. It really is. Killing me.
I think we'll live.
We might. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I got to remind you, please go and subscribe to the show. If you would, subscribe, click the notification, and make sure that you tell your friends about Two Ball Guys on the Right. And if you haven't done that yet and you're watching right now, what the hell are you waiting for? Every week we put together content. By the way, a lot of things I've been posting all weekend long even. So go check it out. All right, before we get into what happened over the weekend, Joe Biden has completely put a lid on his campaign. He's going back in the basement. Well, he's gone.
I know.
It was just too much with little Hunter getting in trouble, and he had to go back in the basement. I don't know where he went, but somebody told me he's back in the basement. Does anybody know where Joe went? I need to know.
Where did he go? Where did he go? He's
Hiding in the basement. Does anybody know? Basement Joe. Anybody know about Basement Joe? Hey, it looks like he's gone.
When a country is in crisis, liberals want to tear it down. They pick their newfound leader, and now he can't be found.
Where did he go? Where did he go?
He's hiding in the basement. Does anybody know?
Basement Joe. So he is gone again. Basement Joe is back in the basement until the election. Too much to answer about little Hunter Biden. There's just too much. Joe is so confused. He did a show from his house over the weekend. And you know who I feel sorry for?
Who's that?
Any guy? Joe's wife, but the chick that does sign language. I feel really sorry for her because she's just like totally confused. And she's like, okay, he just said George Bush. Did he really mean Trump? So if you would, let's roll the tape of Joe is very confused. Very confused.
Because who I'm running against, this is the most consequential election in a long, long, long time. And the character of the country, in my view, is literally on the ballot. What kind of country we're going to be. 4 more years of Georgia, is going to find ourselves in a position where...
Yeah, that guy.
Oops.
Where did he go? He's back in the basement. He also said something over the weekend about fraud and putting together one of the most inclusive, extensive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. I can't make this stuff up with little Joe Biden not knowing where the hell he is and admitting that he's put together a voter fraud scheme. More on that. Here is Joe Biden.
We have put together, and you guys did it for our the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
Say what? What did he just say?
Oh, man, the gas. The gas just keep on coming.
What is he trying to say?
I think he means to fight against voter fraud. I would hope that's what he means, is to ensure against voter fraud, but that's not what he said.
I don't know. Can somebody check his bank account? Because I think the Chinese just put another $10 billion in there.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And his running mate, Kamala Harris. Kamala, we'll get to Kamala coming up in a second. We want to talk about the presidential polling numbers. And the president is behind in almost every poll. Rasmussen poll, actually, he's ahead, but it's a very small margin of a lead, 48 to 47. This is a neck-and-neck race. I don't see the excitement that is going on for Biden. And maybe it's part of the country I live in. New Mexico is a very, very liberal state, but our part of the state, the southern part of the state, for those that don't know, is very conservative. It's much like West Texas. And so I don't see the excitement. Have you seen any excitement for Joe Biden?
None. Well, but even
None.
the Democrats that are voting for him, they're not so much voting for Biden as they are voting against Trump, because that's their only person they can vote for. I mean, I honestly, and I think had there been a really strong third party candidate, there would have been some more votes siphoned off that way. But even the libertarians didn't really put up anybody who was, and of course they got no time at all.
Yeah, I mean, last year they had 2016, I should say, the presidential candidate libertarian, they got what, 1%? I mean, you can't win an election with 1%. And you know what? I believe in a lot of things the libertarians stand for. They just don't have it together enough to be that third party. And I don't know in America if we'll ever have a third party. I think it would definitely shake things up a little bit. That's for sure. But Joe Biden, there's no excitement. As I look at Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, and I see a lot of Trump support, parades, and all kind of other stuff going on. So I don't see any of that going on for Joe Biden. I don't see anybody
there's parades going on in California for Trump. I mean, you've got California parades. So I mean, I just don't see. I don't see any excitement for Joe. And I think honestly, the poll numbers are not. I think it's like 2016 all over again.
I agree.
People are so afraid of the people who are calling for polls, because I've had a couple of those calls where they're like, so here's the reasons why you shouldn't vote for Trump. Who are you voting for?
I always like to tell them, look, I'm very busy. I don't have time. I'm looting and burning, damn it. Leave me alone.
Right.
You're cutting into my looting. Hey, you want to buy a 55-inch TV? I got one for sale. Yeah. But they just kind of blow me
You're
off.
Bad.
I just don't get it. So Kamala Harris is asked a question over the weekend about her being a socialist progressive. And you know how somebody kind of does this kind of laugh because they're nervous or they're trying to get out of a situation.
Cover the truth?
Yeah, kind of cover the truth. Well, it looks like that's exactly what Kamala did over the weekend when was asked the question. Here's what she had to say.
And is that a socialist or progressive perspective? No.
Yeah, she went on to say that, she's just a woman that her mom came to this country at the age of 19. She's a black woman that loves hip-hop music and loves look, you're a progressive. No doubt about that. You're a socialist. I mean, the crazy thing is that you voted for the Green New Deal. You're for Medicare for all. I mean, you, my friend, are a socialist progressive. No doubt. Why would you laugh? It's true. Why
what,
are you
me
laughing?
A socialist? No, I'm not a socialist.
No.
I just want health care for all. I just want free college. That's not
college
socialist.
Education. I want free electricity for everybody, free housing. That's like the laugh that Charles Manson had when they said, "Did you kill all those people in that house?" Of course I didn't. Unbelievable. All right, the vote is in. Looks like Amy Coney Barrett has been confirmed. It was a tight vote. I think it was 52-48. One Republican voting against, and that was Lisa Murkowski, decided that she was going to vote no. And you know what? She's not really a Republican. And I don't know why the people keep electing her as a Republican, but guess who's going to confirm her, Will?
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas will confirm her, and they're saying they're going to get it done, the confirmation, they're going to get it done, if not tonight, tomorrow. Get her done. It's probably going to be tomorrow morning. I mean, they just got the vote done. I'm talking about 15 minutes ago. So chances are, and so here's the deal, conservatives stacking the deck for years to come in a position that is a lifetime position. Trump.
Well, we say that until the Democrats start trying to pack the court. That's what's going to happen next.
Well, they got to win the presidency first, and I don't think that's going to happen. But President Trump has done like no other, and he's got 3 picks for the Supreme Court. Now, everybody can call Ruth Bader Ginsburg a hero and this and that, and God rest her soul. I think she was very selfish by not stepping down under Obama. I think it was a selfish move. I do. I think it was very selfish. You think
it was selfish, or you think she just thought she could hang in there longer?
Dude, she was like 108.
I think ultimately, though, she thought Hillary was going to win, just like everybody else did in 2016.
Maybe.
And so she thought she was going to have, she was just going to leave it to Hillary.
Right. Maybe. It was a busy weekend this weekend. They were talking about, Anthony Bobolinsky, the once partner of the Bidens, and he debunked Joe Biden saying, yeah, Joe knew exactly what was going on. In fact, he is the big guy. So they kind of debunked the story about, it's a Russia collusion. We don't know what's going on. And Ron Johnson is a Republican. I think he's from the great state of Wisconsin. And his committee has been investigating. In fact, on Friday, he met with Mr. Bobolinsky and talked to him. And he was questioned over the weekend. Here's what he had to say about the investigation.
Story. When are you going to start asking a question, for example, of Vice President Biden? We now know that Devin Archer is a convicted felon. That fraud against the tribe was perpetrated during 2014, the exact same time frame when they were setting up the conflict of interest in Ukraine. Vice President Biden met with Devin Archer in the White House. That's kind of a big deal, don't you think? A meeting in the White House with the Vice President. He met with Devin Archer 5 days before he made a trip to Ukraine, at which point he was dubbed the public face of the Obama administration in Ukraine. We also know a day after Devin Archer was appointed to the board of Burisma. A few weeks later, apparently Hunter Biden was appointed to the board. Now we're getting indication that maybe Hunter was actually on the board on April 13th. So here's the question you ought to be asking the Vice President, among 100 others. Mr. Vice President, why did you meet with Devin Hunter 5 days before he traveled to Ukraine? What did you talk about?
The fix was him. That's what they talked about. The deal was done. It's sad that we can only get local reporters to ask the questions, the tough questions, because nobody else is asking Joe Biden the questions. And when you ask Joe Biden the question, he gets upset. He gets very, very upset. So here's a young lady out of Wisconsin that had the fortitude to ask Joe Biden the question about Hunter Biden and what's going on with illegal dealings.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson put out a statement on Homeland Security letterhead saying Hunter Biden, together with other Biden family members, profited off the Biden name. Is there any legitimacy to Senator Johnson's claims?
None whatsoever. This is the same garbage Rudy Giuliani, Trump's henchman. It's the last-ditch effort in this desperate campaign to smear me and my family. Even the man who served with him on that committee, the former nominee for the Republican Party, said there's no basis to this. And, and the vast majority of the intelligence people have come out and said there's no basis at all. Ron should be ashamed of himself.
And so that is out and out lie. I mean, there's no other way of saying it.
Well, I'd love to know. He said that there's all these all the people in the intelligence agency. Which ones, Joe? None of them have come out in your defense.
They're investigating Hunter on human trafficking, child porn, also this illegal money that's going on, and the list goes on and on. Look,
the only thing I've heard these intelligence agencies say is that it's not Russian collusion. It's not a Russian hoax.
No, they said
so. They never said that there's. They never said that there's no merit to it. They're actually investigating it. The only thing they said there was no merit to the fact that the left is calling it a Russian hoax,
Right.
or a smear, or an attempt for the Russians to interfere with the election. They said that's flat out not true.
So you watched the movie over the weekend because that's what they're trying to pass off. Rudy Giuliani, a henchman for Donald Trump, has done all this stuff, colluded with the Russians. And so what did you see on the movie? I was going to watch it, but I didn't want my IQ to go down any further.
It was really pretty painful to watch. It was the new Borat movie, and I think it was on Amazon Prime is where I watched it.
It was.
But it basically it was Borat. The whole premise of the thing was he was going to take the Kazakhstan government. They were gonna give his daughter as a gift to Mike Pence initially as a bribe for Trump. So
Mike
they were
Pence
trying to give it to
a hell no, I ain't going.
So they
there.
tried to approach Mike Pence at some rally, and his Secret Service wouldn't let him anywhere near him. And so they backdoored it into let's give it to Rudy Giuliani instead. Let's give the daughter to Rudy Giuliani. So they give this daughter, who's supposedly in the movie's 15. She's obviously in her 20s when you actually watch the movie.
Sure,
but the actress is. But they say that the character she's playing is 15, and so this is 15-year-old daughter. He's trying to give her to Rudy Giuliani. But in the movie, the way they do it is they actually set Rudy up for an interview. She's supposedly a journalist from a foreign country, and they say, okay, we're going to go to this hotel room. They have it all set up like a studio. You're going to do an interview with Rudy Giuliani, and so they have her in there. And of course, they're playing it off like it's real, like that's his really daughter.
right?
And
right.
They get in there and said, okay, try to convince him or this or that. And they're drinking alcohol at one point, and the Borat comes in to try to nix the deal, and then she gets rid of him and says, no, we're doing this, and then takes him into the bedroom. And it's very innocent. She takes the mic and she undoes his shirt, and she's pulling the mic out. Well, he lays back on the bed to tuck his shirt in. Well, when he does that, that's when Borat jumps into the room and put your thing away and this and that. That's my daughter, or she's young and all this other stuff. She's only 15. And, Rudy jumps up and he's like, what? What are you talking about? He did the whole grandfather thing before that. He was very grandfatherly, pat on the back. It was not creepy. And she was an attractive girl. I mean,
I got to say, if Rudy's 80 and she's 24 and, Rudy still has some help from Viagra or what's the other one? Solaris or whatever.
Cialis, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And they're two adults. They're two consenting adults. So I really, forget about it.
Well, and there was no way for him to know that, and there again, she wasn't 15 in real life.
Right.
In the premise of the movie, she was, but that was not obvious. It was not, you couldn't tell because she looked like a older than 15-year-old reporter. Right. And how many honest to God reporters, even in foreign countries, are younger than 18?
Right.
They're not.
So, yeah, I guess that's the big way to take him down. There you go. Keep up the great work.
Well, and so the left just used that immediately, and that's all you saw. That's the only thing you saw from any news outlet. All of the stuff whenever Rudy was actually in the process of talking about Biden's emails, talking about the fact that they found video
that's all
of Hunter Biden. Up. All they brought up was the Borat movie. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And it was a sad attempt. It was a sad attempt. I mean, I understand the humor part of it, and there were parts of it that were mildly entertaining. It was just, I never liked Borat anyway. It's just stupid to me.
Yeah, it's just
But it was just stupid. But I could see how some people who are attracted to that kind of humor would find it amusing, especially if you're on the left and you just hate Trump. Then I'm sure you thought it was funny.
Mike Pence's wife does not allow him to go to like a business meeting, a business lunch with another woman, because she believes that temptation could lead to, and I say it's her, but they've come together and couples decide to make their own rules, and it is what it is, and so they decided they were going to make those rules, and that's what it is. So Mike Pence ain't no chance in hell he's getting caught with a woman in a hotel room. Just saying it's not going to happen.
She didn't even get close to Mike.
Yeah. No. Recent survey by Rasmussen report shows that 54% of Americans believe that it's likely the Bidens consulted with overseas company to make business deals with Hunter Biden. And so 54% said it's very likely. By the way, 38% said it's very unlikely that Biden was involved in any of these offshore dealings. Even though we got the guy who was the CEO, Anthony Bobolinsky, I just like saying his name, Bobolinsky, coming forward and saying, no, Joe. And I mean, the guy had the dates. By the way, he had 3 phones with emails and text messages.
So you're telling me that the majority of people believe that Biden did this, but they're still going to vote for him?
I don't know how
this
is
If you believe both,
work.
well, which polls do you believe? Do you believe the presidential polls, or do you believe the polls that say he did this?
Well,
and if he did, can you legitimately vote for him?
And it could be that Americans are just stupid. And I mean that. I think a lot of Americans are just stupid. They will believe just about anything and not go do their homework. Look, if on the right people say stuff, I'm still going to go do my research. There are plenty of times that I was upset with the president because he did something that I was upset with. All right, we got a Melania scandal going on, a conspiracy about Melania. And if you just tweet Melania conspiracy theory, supposedly she is using a body double.
Okay.
A body double that, when she doesn't want to go to an event, she sends the body double. I wonder why they didn't sit in there when she decided not to go to one rally. So there's a picture. They say the smile was completely different. It doesn't look like her. Blah, 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 blah. And so look, why would they use a double? Why would they use a body double? Is she dead? Why would they do it? It makes absolutely no sense. Me personally, I believe it's all just a bunch of fake news. I tell you what, the left will look for anything at this point.
If that's the worst that happens, I think we're okay.
Unbelievable. Russian President Vladimir Putin defends Hunter Biden's business dealing in Ukraine and says, I don't see anything wrong or anything criminal with what Hunter Biden did. Oh, wait a second. Now you got Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, stepping in and defending Hunter Biden. Putin's had some spare time on his state TV broadcast Sunday, and he brought up Hunter Biden.
Wow.
And said that he doesn't see that Hunter did anything criminal.
Now we know where that money we know that money came from the Russian government. Why they got that?
So would that be an endorsement for Joe Biden? I'm just wondering, because I personally believe that the Russians, the Iranians, the Iraqis, the Saudis, the Chinese, and the list goes on and on, want Biden to win because they know he's soft. You know, Joe could put up this, I'm from Scranton, PA. They know he's soft. They know he could be bought. They know he's compromised. Don't you think the Chinese would love to get Joe in a private conversation? Joe, we got some compromising pictures of your son and videos. We could release them, or you sign this deal and take away those tariffs. Can you see that happening?
Oh, absolutely. Or, how about just, hey, Joe, we're going to end your payday. The money we've been giving you, we're going to stop giving it to you. Sorry.
So supposedly, these emails that are rolling out, and a whistleblower, Chinese whistleblower, just came out last week and talked about the Chinese government supplying Hunter Biden with crack cocaine and underage kids. Whoa. Unbelievable. The text messages that just came out. Go do your research. If you're a liberal watching this show, please go do your research. Don't believe me. Go Go do your research. The text messages have been released. They're out there.
There's some that are saying that there was some inappropriate stuff going on with even his brother's daughter.
Right,
with his niece.
Yeah. And that's why his brother's wife, who he was having sex with, cut off their relationship because she didn't want him around her kids. Number one, he would smoke crack, get naked, and chat with 15-year-olds. And that's the way he described it in a text message to Joe.
Yeah, he sent that to Joe.
I mean, if I would send that to my dad would be like, where are you right now?
Yeah.
I'm at my house, Dad. I'll be over there in just a second. That's his grandkids.
With a can of whoop ass. With a can of whoop ass.
That's his grandkids.
And some handcuffs because we're taking you to jail or rehab at the very least.
It's amazing that Beau Biden lost his life fighting for this country.
Oh.
Beau Biden was a quality human being for everything I've read about him. And then Hunter Biden gets kicked out of the military for drug use and turns out to be a guy with no character.
Yeah.
A guy that's selling this country for everything that we have to offer. He's pimping it out, him and his dad. So, Beau, good kid. Maybe married, the wrong woman or something, because it wasn't long after he passed that she was grieving with Hunter, which is just kind of strange to begin with.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to make these jokes about Trump and his kids and, him and his daughter, this and that.
Oh, that's just sick. I'm sorry.
You got Hunter sleeping with his brother's widow. Now tell me that's not sick. Sick bastards. It's sad. It's sad. If Beau was alive today, he'd probably be on the campaign trail with his dad. Where has Hunter Biden been? Is he in rehab? Is he hiding? He's probably in the basement with Joe as we speak.
He might be.
So we got 7 more days to the election. Next Tuesday, we're done. And or is it 8 more days? 8 more days.
Well, 8 technically, but yeah.
Yeah.
We're almost done with the day.
Next Tuesday, so a lot of people are early voting. We will not find out. I've said it before. We will not find out who's the president probably for a while. Some states are allowing, mail-in votes to get there 3 days late, and so we're probably not going to find out. 58 million Americans, as of this morning, have voted in America early. Projected number will be over 150 million Americans that will vote. And
wow.
The next 8 days, early voting and mail-in votes are going to be I think a lot of Republicans are waiting for the last minute to go vote in person. A lot. It's going to be
Let's hope so.
Next 8 days are going to be quite interesting, so it's going to be a awesome next couple days. So get out there and vote. We do not want him getting elected. He's hiding in the basement. Can you imagine him hiding in the White House?
He's hiding in the basement. Does anybody know? Basement Joe.
Don't forget
Does
to
the White House have a basement?
It has a bunker, if I'm not mistaken, so he could hide there. So we don't need him hiding in the bunker. We don't. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. And make sure to hit the notification. Look, we need 1,000 subscribers. We're getting closer to 500. We're halfway there. Can you help us out and subscribe to the channel? 2 bald guys on the right. I'm out of here. I got to go get
Thank you, guys.
Will.
We appreciate it. Don't forget the audio version available. We're on Podbean, we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes. You can find us wherever you find your favorite podcast. And, of course, right here on YouTube, 2 bald guys on the right. We appreciate it. Make sure and hit that subscribe for us. We sure would appreciate it.